November update for Colorado Springs for the housing market. Lots of price cuts from the builders and from sellers in general. I've seen upwards of $22,000 in new builder incentives for either rate buy downs or seller concessions or closing costs in general. Lots of sellers are doing that too. They're either doing price cuts or they're offering an incentive that is typically a rate buy down or something else like that. The new home builders, sellers in general, are desperate for buyers. There is just not a. We had less than half of the sales that we normally do in October, or for the month of October. I think we had 777 homes that sold for the month of October, and we normally in past Octobers have had like 11, 1,200, 1,300 homes sold. For the summer months earlier this year, we had like 22, 2,300 homes selling per month. So it's really been a shock to the housing market, the lack of buyers that we have. They're still there, there's just a lot fewer of them. And so now those buyers can negotiate with sellers. So you can have contingency sales, you can have seller concessions, you can have those rate buy downs that the sellers pay for. All that's back on the table. You don't need to do appraisal gap clauses, you don't need to limit your inspection items, you don't need to make a rush decision on buying a home. You can go see 4 or 5 houses over the weekend, you can go see your 2 favorite ones on Sunday, make an offer on Monday, and be under contract on Tuesday. The timeline's no longer rapid. So sellers are doing everything they can to sell or get the existing home buyers to consider their homes. They don't have the upper hand currently, as we can see from the continued price drops. Homes are still selling though, and the average sale price for a house in Colorado Springs is $508,000. The median is $449,000. Lots of people are sitting on property with a lot of equity, and they're not sure if they want to sell in this case. A home equity line of credit might be a good idea, although the interest rate's going to be a little bit higher. This is arguably also a great time to buy for those reasons I mentioned, where buyers do have some negotiating power. The only downside, like I said, are going to be the interest rates. So historically, it's been 7, on average over the span of time. But right now, it's what it's at too. Still much higher than it was last year, obviously. The spring selling season is also coming up, so for those who are waiting to sell, that's usually a great time to get your home on the market. So what have you been seeing in the housing market here in Colorado Springs, and do you have any concerns?